Hi, this is Francisco Brijan from vitalcoaching.com. The topic for this video is what if your dream collapses? What do you do? I want to make this video because sometimes life doesn't go the way you expect it, okay? And there is a quality here which is called resilience. It is the ability to bounce, the ability to respond to adversity or obstacles. And this ability is one of the core qualities or core skills that you can have in life. So I want to tell you a little bit more about this quality, and especially what do you do with adversity? How do you respond to it? And you might face this kind of challenge when being in business. For instance, your business, you go bankrupt, for instance, or you lose a big part of your investment or something like that happens. It can happen with assets, of course. Nowadays, lots of people are losing their houses, which is a big blast into their dreams, into what they had in mind. And if it's something that is happening to you right now, well, listen to this video because there are a few core tricks or tips I want to share with you about, how to respond to that. Another big event that can happen in your life where your dream is going to, really be destroyed is when you face a breakup or a divorce. I mean, you had maybe this idea of a perfect marriage or a perfect relationship, and eventually it doesn't happen the way you expect it, and this can be really tough. So the core idea here and the core thing to remember, it is that there is something in you, something in your life that will never ever be taken away from you. And this is in the core. It is your spirit, it is your dignity, your life force as a human being. You might notice that when everything is gone, imagine that you have no longer a bank account, no car, no house, no friends, no family, everything is gone. You put yourself in nature somewhere, and you might find food. I mean, you keep on living. The point is that if right now everything that you thought was important in your life is gone, if you are in a situation, just take a minute, really, sit down, close your eyes and breathe. And you will realize something very quickly. It is that you are still alive. Life force is still flowing through you. It is still happening. It is still there. And that's the core, most important quality as a human being that cannot be taken away from you. I mean, of course, unless you die, but then that's another story, because what's death? And is death really the end? So that's another topic for another video, but for now let's focus really on this lifetime, on this life force that is inside of you. So when everything is gone, when everything that you thought was materially important in your life is removed, then this life force is still there, this spirit is still there, the life that flows through your being is still there, and this is not taken away from you. It cannot be taken away from you, and that's the most important thing to remember or to realize. Some years ago, I took off. I went to live in nature for 6 months, and I put myself in a position as if everything was gone. And to tell you the truth, I mean, I didn't have a clear career line at that point, at that moment. I was, simply trying to experiment, see what happens on a spiritual level, on a life level, when you actually accept the fact that everything is gone. And the thing that was really surprising during that period is that some things started waking up, some things started growing up inside of me. And this thing that started growing up is a sense of infinite joy, infinite power, the realization that my spirit didn't die, my life force didn't die, I didn't suddenly stop living. Life went on, and that's the core experience from where I coach you today. It's because of this power inside that I discovered that gives me absolute total security in life. I want to tell you something, and it's super important to understand that about the material world we live in. It is that 100 years from now, probably all the physical traces of what you created this lifetime will be gone. There will be nothing left from you physically, materially. Everything will be gone. Maybe there is a house somewhere that you helped build. Maybe there is going to be grandchildren still there. Maybe it's possible, but there are no guarantees, and your name and your presence on this planet will have dissolved. It will be gone, okay? So I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm telling you that this is the reality of the world we live in. Now, what stays, what might still remain, is the memory, the impact, the blueprint of the emotions and the experiences that you had. And I'm not talking about the physical experience, I'm talking about the inner experiences, how your spirit evolved in its lifetime. And this is what is going to be remembered. So it's going to be remembered in a subtle way, okay? So when you go back to this idea that the physical world is really impermanent, then you live in a reality where you don't rely on the physical world to build security. And that's something which is so core to feeling great in life, to having a happy life. It is the fact that everything you have could be taken away from you, everything physical that is around you, your house, family could be gone, your business collapses, your career line collapses, all these things can be gone, and still something remains that represents the purest core of dignity inside of you, which is your life force, your life power, and this doesn't stop. And this is what I encourage you to do. First, shift priorities, or shift the place where you find security, where you discover security, and see everything that is happening physically as something extra that is added to that. So when you function from that place, from that position, you notice that, if this business idea doesn't work, even if you worked on it for 20, 30 years, maybe something else will come up. And the thing is that there is no end to it. If something is destroyed, there is new space, fresh space, starting over. And as long as you are alive, as long as this life force is flowing through you, you are fine. There is something else that is going to happen and come up. Let's take an example, for instance, breakup and divorce, right? Your ability to love and be loved does not depend on the relationship that you have with one specific person. This ability is something that stays with you all the time, right? The same with your ability to earn money, make money. I mean, as long as you're alive, as long as you have two hands, two legs, one head, a body, I mean, you can do stuff, you can think, you can create, and this ability is with you all the time, even if a specific business idea is gone. The same with your career line, you can develop skills, you can do all these things. There is always something ahead, a possibility. But to be able to do that, you have to be able also to unhook yourself from the past and realize that if the past did collapse, if a dream that you had there did collapse, there is still a myriad, an infinite possibility of stuff coming ahead of you. If a house you had in mind, you bought a property and you lost that house, that's not your dignity. This is not you. That's something that you projected out there, but the dignity that you have as a human being is still there. It's still with you. It's not gone. And this is what I want you to understand and really realize. Okay, so this ability to bounce back, resilience, and the ability to deal with adversity, the core quality that you can go back to is go back to the core. What is you? Who are you? Is this thing gone? And you realize that no, it's still there. Okay? So there's much more to say about that. If you want, to have a power kick, power boost discussion with me one-on-one, you know where the link is, vitalcoaching.com/coaching.htm. Otherwise, you have a whole bunch of resources on waking up your power. These are free access resources, videos, audios, and an ebook on the topic plus articles. It's at vitalcoaching.com/wakeupyourpower.htm. Wake up your power is just in one word, okay? Otherwise, to speak one-on-one, again, vitalcoaching.com/coaching.htm, and I'll be happy to help you further with that. Take care for now, and remember, go back to the core. This is the real answer to this challenge. Take care for now, and bye-bye.